This is Logitech's take on an awesome and high-end gaming keyboard. Stick around to find out more and about the Roamer G switches. Check out our website at TechteamGB.co.uk for more info on both this and many other products, and also up-to-date news on all things tech. Stick around for this awesome video. So as I said, this is Logitech's take on a high-end gaming keyboard. This is their G910 Orion Spark and features some pretty cool Roamer G switches, I believe made by Omron for Logitech only. Now these switches are going to be something we'll take a look at in a second, but basically the keyboard is actually still pretty awesome. Now this is still a mechanical keyboard, as the Roamer G switches are still mechanical, and does have some pretty interesting features, including many key RGB lighting, so each individual key can be RGB lit. Also comes with obviously the manual, as well as this extra kind of palm rest thing, which is quite cool. I actually kind of prefer the look of it with neither on. It comes with one stock, but I really kind of like the look off. But anyway, as said, you can do individual key lighting, as well as many other different modes. So you can change, I believe it is 16.8 million colors, which is really cool, but even still, it's definitely very awesome. You can do some cool things with it, including reactive mode, so when you actually type on it, you get each key lighting up, and you can change what color that is. You can do different lighting modes, including, I think it's a star mode, which basically makes random keys kind of flutter, which is quite nice. One thing to note though is that the mode keys on the top left hand corner, and the keys for media control, which is actually really awesome and cool that it's dedicated, are constantly blue and they don't change besides turning them off. Now the keys themselves, as I said, are Roamer G switches, and they look nothing like Cherry MX switches. Personally, these are a bit mushy for me and have a very high actuation point, so it's very easy to accidentally tap a key. And since these aren't kind of the sort of keys like Cherry MX Blues, where you can hear and feel very clearly the actuation point, it's a little bit difficult for me to type on personally, but it's something that if you like, for example, Cherry MX Red switches, these basically just have slightly less travel distance and feel fairly similar to the Cherry MX Reds. Now the actual keycaps have a very interesting style. All of them have this sort of beveled side. And the sort of gaming sided ones will have a bevel top as well, so your finger doesn't slip off the top or the side, which is actually pretty cool. Now you do get this ARX dock on the top, which basically is just a pull-out tray that you can put your phone in, and it fits really well, and I actually really like this there. You also get this ARX control app, which for me didn't work. It just constantly loaded, and while quite annoying, it still did leave me able to connect, drop my phone there and watch videos or check notifications, or even just see them while I'm gaming. Now, just to mention the actuation point again, as you can see, it's very high, so the bit that I'm pushing down to, that's the actuation point, and then as I push fully down, that's the entire travel distance. The travel distance, as I said, is a little bit short for me, but that's just my opinion. So the G910 is a really awesome keyboard with a lot of cool features. Now, the actual switches themselves are personally not my favourite. I'm still probably going to be going back to my Razer Black Widow after finishing testing this, just because of the travel distance and the actuation point. I'm used to having a very audible and almost, I guess, tangible sort of actuation point with the keys and a decent travel distance. These just don't quite have that, and something that I'm kind of getting used to. And while I do like the feel of them, and I prefer the feel of them, I guess, the fact that I don't know when the actuation point is and it's relatively high, as well as having a relatively short travel distance, means that I'm just probably going to have to go back to it. Now, if you haven't really used a mechanical keyboard before, or you have, and you like Reds but you want them a little bit quieter, maybe a little bit less travel distance, then this is definitely an awesome keyboard to check out. Now the fact that it doesn't have a USB pass-through is a little bit strange in terms of this kind of high-end keyboard, as I actually personally use mine for my webcam to go into the keyboard and then down to the PC. It's not that much of a big deal, but it would be nice to have. Other thing is that I love the dedicated media controls. With the Black Widow, you have to hit FN and then, one of the F keys to do anything. Whereas with this, with a dedicated volume sort of roller, as well as the actual volume keys, is great. I actually quite like the overall design. The ARX dock is awesome. I love that it's there, and if, this keyboard had Cherry MX Blues, greens, or even reds, I'd go for it. I actually quite like the keycap design as well. The macro keys, the number of them is almost perfect. The kind of the macro layers as well is also really great, and the fact that you can have customizable RGB lighting is also just really awesome. Now in terms of scoring, it's going to be, I'd probably say, a 4 for 5 money. You do get a really awesome keyboard, but it definitely has to be suited to you. In terms of performance, I'm going to give it a 4 just because of the key presses. Personally for me means I was a little bit inaccurate with typing, or at least less accurate with typing. But in terms of functionality, it has to be a 5. It's got pretty much everything. I understand it doesn't have a USB port, but the software is awesome. All the different functionalities definitely bring it up to a 5 there. In terms of styling, it's got to be a 5. I just love the look of it, the different key colors, and with the kind of piece taking out the palm rest taking off the bottom, even though it's a slightly less comfortable, it definitely looks really awesome, and the kind of illuminated G910 bit on the bottom looks awesome. In terms of scoring, it's going to have to be a 5. It's a fantastic keyboard, and while it's not my personal favorite, I can definitely recommend it to anyone who's looking for an awesome keyboard. In terms of an award, it's definitely going to have to get the gamer approved, as it's a fantastic gamer keyboard, lots of awesome features. You can even use it as a showcase piece if you really wanted to. So yeah, it's definitely awesome, and you should definitely check it out if you're looking for a new keyboard. So that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to subscribe and leave a comment down below saying if you did or didn't. If you didn't like it, by the way, feel free to hit the dislike button, but let me know what you didn't like so that I can improve it for next time. And yeah, other than that, check out some of our videos, Facebook and Twitter, for all of our updates on just videos, giveaways and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you all in the next one.